Thank you so much, Justin. So my name is Noah. I'm the Sergeant at Arms, and today I'm also going to be the General Evaluator. So before I start, can I call on the Evaluator to present his evaluation? And who is the Evaluator for today?
I think Tricia sent me her evaluation form, so I guess it's me.
Okay.
So should I go ahead, Noah, or?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Tricia's not here, so I can't really be frank and say what she did. So I really liked how she put many points forward. Like, she really structured her speech forward. Like, we got to see how she was talking about her project, her communication goals, her plans, and she really laid it out in like a timeline fashion, which I liked. So for me, I was able to see where she started her project and like how she went on LinkedIn, did all these little things to try and like raise awareness and grow it. So it was just like more of a general progression that I really enjoyed. And I liked how she added a lot of emotion. Like, you could sense that Tricia really enjoyed her speech and really enjoyed the topic behind it, and how she didn't stutter or anything like that. It was calm, crisp, and I liked how she knew what she was saying and seemed well rehearsed. Some of the things that she could work on would be hand movements. I mean, it's an online setting. I think all of us have that difficulty of like displaying our hands and like putting them up high. So I think that's one thing that she could have easily worked on. And other than that, I really didn't see too many problems with it. I liked how there's a clear end goal and she really got to it without any overuse of language or any fluff. And really, for Tricia to challenge herself, I think that she should just maybe add more descriptive nature. Like, she talked about the whole LinkedIn process. Maybe she could talk about how she felt when she was like talking to these people, or maybe like add some humor in there, something more emotive, so that the audience can really relate to her and really connect to her when she's doing her own presentation. So I think that those are the things that she could really do, add a human element. But overall, I think that her speech and the way she presented was on point, and I wish Tricia was here to have heard this evaluation. But thank you, Noah, and everybody.
Thank you so much, Sourin. Great evaluation, very detailed and very organized. So now I'm going to evaluate the entire meeting. I think it was pretty good. We started almost on time. I think we were just maybe 2 or 3 minutes behind, just trying to situate everything. So I guess next time we can start on time. What's her name? Tricia's speech, I think, was really good. Just talking about communication and its importance, and her being able to focus on 3 different topics and actually explain them in very good ways. I think was her part. Is she back? Oh, nice to see you. Okay. And Tori's table topics about traveling. I think that was very good. It was very unique. I feel like maybe some of the questions might have kind of repeated themselves in different words. So I would suggest trying to make the questions, I guess, more different. But they were really good. They were very, they made me think. They made me think about what I want to do in the future and what I like. So I think they were pretty good. And I don't think anyone used the word of the day. So maybe someone can use it next time. And that is it. That is it for me. Great meeting. And let's keep up the good work. Now I will pass it off to the Grammarian. Are we going to do the reports?
Oh, okay, so that's me. So actually, Tricia did use the word of the day once towards the end of her speech. She also used some other words that I thought really upped the speaking in her speech, like mutual beneficial exchange, words like concise, convey, value, connecting, tailoring, persistence, patience. I thought all those words help to kind of not only kind of keep the vibe of like she's trying to enhance communications. The only grammar things that were a little bit off was just the word there sometimes was used incorrectly. Like what one point she said is there is and there. So it just seemed like that might be also just like a filler word that she uses sometimes. Justin in his speech, I really liked when he was talking about disabilities not defining people. I thought that was a good way to talk about it. That felt like he had some great grammar to go along with that story. Slate used some great words like relay, fruitful. He used the one part that was kind of incorrect was he said do new experiences, but then he kind of he fixed it in the next sentence and said try new experiences. So that was the only thing off there. Sourin used the word versatile and picturesque. And then the only thing that was off was he would sometimes say I guess at the end. So just maybe not using that, just to sound a little bit more confident in what you're talking about. And then I liked when Tori said impromptu, different words like that. But yeah, that's all I have. Thanks, guys.
I guess next can we have the all-timer report?
Yes, I'll give my all-counter report. For the overall meeting, it was very well that we had minimal filler words. So I'm just gonna kind of give the general filler words of the meeting and then just a few specific ones that I caught personally. Definitely the filler word of the meeting was like. Just there weren't a ton of them, but there were a few unnecessary likes. And then just kind of go down a few specific ones. Tricia, first of all, I didn't notice any filler words. Sort of more related to the grammarian, but I feel like your multiple uses of so and a fairly short time span as transition words detracted just a little bit, but they weren't incorrect uses of the word. But I think you could have just found a better one for that. And Justin as Toastmaster, I didn't find any major filler words that detracted from it. Tori, I think you did a great job too, no filler words. Noah, the ones that stuck out. Now, this is one I use a lot in conversation. I don't know if I use it very much in our Toastmaster meetings. It's but yeah or but like. That's just simply an incorrect phrase and a filler word. I was kind of thinking about this the other day, like, why do I even say that? Or why does anyone say that? I think it's just, you're trying to fill that space because you ended a thought. So I think it's you ended a complete sentence and then you just want to start your sentence. So I think the first step to not saying that is try to just leave it blank. In most cases, it's better to not say it and just start your sentence. Either that or find a proper transition word. Courtney, I only saw her to 2 likes that were unnecessary in your table topic. You also used 1 but yeah, same thing like I just said for Noah's but yeah. Sourin, I heard 1 unnecessary like in your first table topic and 2 unnecessary likes in your second one. Tangela, I didn't notice any major ones. I heard 2 ums when you're explaining your timer role, so I don't think those were very major. I think it was just a confidence thing. You did a great job explaining your role, so it was great. I just said myself. And I think that's it for my all-count report. So less use the word like, and yes, you're actually using it as a comparison word. Thank you, Noah. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Slate. Very detailed response. Last but not least, can we get our time reports? I think that was Tangela.
Okay, what do I do now? I'm sorry.
So you're just gonna give us an overview of your time report. So maybe who was over, who was under.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Out of the 13 responses, we had 2 that were over and 1 that was under. I'm not familiar with the grace period in these times, but generally overall everyone responded within the required time frame. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it does. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
And then the prepared speech, from my understanding, it was 5 to 7 minutes according to the rules, but Tricia ended up being 16 minutes and 11 seconds. So I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know why such a big discrepancy when it comes to prepared speeches. Is it 15 minutes or is it 5 to 7? It was explained to me, so I'm not sure on that part of the prepared speech.
Okay, that's fine.
So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you for that. We can probably clear that up later. But yeah, thank you for that.
Mhm.
So I know today was your first time doing a timer, so great job. So I guess
Thank
now
you.
we can start our assigning roles for the next meeting.
Right, thank you for handing it off to me, Noah. That will conclude our third and final section of the meeting. I will go into my closing remarks as president, and as well as assigning roles and announcing our vote for best table topics, first and second best, if we have those. I'm actually going to start with closing remarks first. So just a few things I noticed. I'll not try to overlap any of our roles from today. One thing that our grammarian caught was definitely work on our confidence, mostly solace between our evaluation section. I think this comes just in the evaluation section. There is a teeny bit of prep work. Make sure you know who the names of your evaluators and who they're evaluating on. So for example, try not during your time as a speaker say who is the evaluator, or I guess was particularly Noah is generally evaluator, but you held the role grade. Just try to not use the words I guess. It definitely gives off a false sense of confidence, even if you really did have some. Past that, one note on Toastmaster of the day. Justin, you did a great job. The one thing I would say is tell people to leave feedback for that particular person if they would like. We'll do this on prepared speakers as well as all the major roles, which are yourself as Toastmaster of the day, is Toastmaster of the day, general evaluator, and the table topics master. And yeah, I think that's the only thing that I caught really. Other than that, you did a pretty great job. And it might have just been a connection issue, but just make sure that you let the reporters explain their role fully, including Grammarian saying the word of the day. And I know we had a new Grammarian, so great job on filling in and providing a word of the day for us. And let's see, and Tangela, great job as timer. Did it exactly right. Just doing the reminders during the meeting, during the particular speeches. You had the correct times. As far as I understood, this was supposed to be a 5 to 7 minute speech. So I think you did a great job remarking, why is there that discrepancy? So I think, and you can go a step farther next time if that happens as timer, and this is for everyone to hold the timer. Could give advice on that particular, if it was a prepared speech that happened, it's most likely they just needed to practice once or twice more. For myself, I think Tricia could have cut out a little bit the beginning part of the speech, the build up. But yeah, great job is doing that. You just say what you're going to do during that first part when you're called on, and then give the report on all the times. And I think that's all my closing remarks. Noah, do you have the votes ready?
Yes, I have the votes.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, so for the table topics, best speech, in first place we have Justin. Congrats. And in second place, we have Sourin.
I think I muted myself. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I just said congratulations to them. I definitely enjoyed table talk session today. Travel was definitely an interesting topic. And with that, concluding our meeting, we'll go ahead and jump into assigning some roles for next week. Yes. So let me try and share my screen. Noah, can you go and give me sharing privileges?
Sure.
This pretty much concludes our meeting. I'll get this done. And if anyone has any questions at all or comments about the meeting, you can ask them after we conclude it.
Slate, can you, I don't know. Okay, you should be good to go.
There we go. Here's our role sign up on our Google Docs. You can always access the link in our GroupMe bio. We try to share it occasionally just in the GroupMe chat. And I believe most of us are familiar with the roles. I think Tangela being our newest guest. But if you have any questions about any roles, you can always ask anyone here, including me or any of the other officers. So this was our meeting for June 6th. Next Monday will be our next meeting, same time. Meeting link will open up at 4 o'clock. Meeting will be from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. And Sourin, you voiced interest in being a speaker possibly next week. Do you want to sign up for that? Or are you still pretty busy with class? I think you're muted if you're trying to.
I have a test next Monday, so I can be evaluator instead. If
Yeah.
that's too much trouble.
Yeah, no. Classes are definitely a priority. I myself did finish my class that I had during June, so I'm very happy that is over with. So it's very intense in such a short period. So I was supposed to give a speech this meeting. Unfortunately, spent more time finishing up my class, and I thought I'm going to give one next meeting. Go ahead and put Sourin as evaluator. Would anyone like to be Toastmaster or Table Topics Master? Toastmaster is what Justin did today, leads the meeting. Some other duties include creating the agenda, which you can just use our template we have. And the Table Topics Master creates those questions and presentation for our Table Topic session, which is the impromptu questions, working our impromptu skills. There's the General Evaluator as well, evaluates the meeting in its entirety. Everything from how everyone did their roles, how we started the meeting, if we had any interruptions or not. And our evaluators evaluate specific speeches and our report rules. So you guys can just shout out. Someone talk?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
This is Tori. I can do Toastmaster because I haven't done that in a hot minute. So
Awesome. But yeah, no, that was just what I was saying. I was like, you can feel free to interrupt me if you want a particular role. Otherwise, I'm just going to go down the line asking. Would anyone like to be Table Topics Master? This one is really fun because you have a lot of creative leeway. Like Tori and Scott Alexander have shown great examples, as well as Tricia with her latest one. It's a lot of fun. You can look at all theirs for some inspiration, but you pretty much just create some ideas. And again, the Toastmaster, Table Topics, General Evaluator, and Ask Your First Speech. You all have to be a paid member, which I believe Tangela is our only guest right now. Everyone else is a Toastmaster now. Would anyone like to be Table Topics Master for next meeting?
I can be Table Topics.
Awesome, no? All right, and then would anyone like to give a speech next meeting? We'd give your second speech, start working on your pathways, and if you need any help setting that up, definitely ask us right after we end the meeting. It's really intuitive once you get started, but it's just on the website. We can definitely go in more detail about that. It's what guides your speech direction.
I can try giving another speech.
Okay, awesome. So Courtney will give a speech. I'll be her second one. And so we'll need another evaluator.
I can be an evaluator. Slate.
Okay, Tricia. Would you like to evaluate anyone in particular?
No, it
Current
doesn't
speakers.
matter.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and put you down for Courtney. So I don't know how I put myself. I was trying to put Sourin and I put my name. So we got 2 speakers. Anyone else like to give a speech? Feel free to either write it yourself or just say it now. If not, we got anyone like to be general evaluator.
I can fill in for GE if we don't have anyone.
Okay. We should have some people to fill it if they'd like to take the role. So we'll have you on backup, Tricia. And then we also have our reporter roles, Grammarian, Counter, and Timer, which I think everyone saw today. And I shared it for Tangela in our GroupMe. Everyone is curious about any of the roles. That's our role guide and checklist. Goes into some detail about all the roles. So would anyone like to go for a particular role? Justin, would you like to sign up for a role for next meeting?
I actually won't be here next week.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Let's see. I'll ask Scott afterwards. I think everyone else has signed up almost. Tangela, will you be here next week? Would you like to sign up for a role? We have the 3 reporter roles. You could try Timer again, as well as Counter and Grammarian. The reporter roles are pretty interesting that they require you to be attentive the entire meeting. Now you'd like to be attentive the whole meeting anyway, but unlike some of the roles, like for example, Evaluator, you only have to be super attentive for your speech. But so reporter roles can be pretty multitasking because you have to make sure you're on top of that in addition to listening. All right,
No,
well,
I won't be available for the next 2 weeks because of prior commitment.
okay, yeah, no, that's fine for sure. The summer can definitely be busy.
Mhm.
All right, well, I think that concludes role signups. Thank you, everyone. Stop sharing my screen. And that concludes our meeting. I will pass it off to Noah to close out the meeting. Noah, do that.
All right, thank you everyone for coming today. I know Monday's pretty busy, but thank you so much for showing up. And that concludes our meeting today.
All right, thanks, Noah.